Welcome to the Homeschool Mommy Mentor. I am your hostess, Donna Goff, and tonight we're talking about how to teach your children to work. And the focus tonight is going to be on Dominion. We have talked about habit training, we have talked about family work, we've talked about Dominion training. Now we're going to talk about Dominion. And just to reiterate, what is dominion? Remember, it's rada. It's to rule over things or to manage them. We also talked about oikaros, which is to guard, protect our home and our household, or to be a keeper of things, to manage. So now your children have had this training. They now have the knowledge, they have the skill, they have the habits to run a home. They have the patterns, the routines, because they've shadowed you for at least 4 years. Remember, many boys may take a few years longer, and some girls as well may take till they're 14 shadowing you as they're developing. But if you're doing the things that helps their development grow and you're doing the routines, it will come. Now they have the executive function development also. Their bodies are closer to that of an adult, and so is their brain. Now they are trained enough and developed enough that they can work on their own and manage a system in your home. Perhaps they can take on the meal planning or oversee meal prep or manage the yard or even the laundry. When I spoke in Portland a few years ago, I stayed in a guest house of a family there, and they had me sleep out in the guest house, and I had my privacy and my peace and everything there. But I joined the family for meals, and I think their daughter was 15 at the time, and she had taken on the family meal planning and preparation. And then she oversaw and helped with her siblings to get it all set up and cleaned up and everything afterwards. And she would go with her mom to the store after she made the shopping list. Her mom showed her how she did the meal planning and all that kind of thing. She was trained in that. And then her mother would take her shopping because she didn't have a driver's license yet. And they would get the food, and then she'd bring it home and she'd put it away, and then she would prepare it. And while I was there, she was taking an entrepreneur class, and she decided that hers was going to be her project. She was going to provide the lunch for the conference. She planned a delicious organic lunch, bought all the food, prepped it, put it in boxes, had it everybody just had to come and pick it up. And she really did well with her project. She was really well trained on this to take over this dominion. And her brother was younger, and he was still working with his dad. His dad was training him to take care of, I think they had cows, and the boy also had found some wild quail, and he was raising the quail and taking care of their eggs, and he was also taking care of the chickens. And he was being trained by his dad how to wash and clean and care for the animals. And I think he was like 12 or 13. And so he was doing this, and soon when his body was big enough and he was ready, I'm sure he would have taken on more on his own. But things like overseeing the meal prep and planning the meals or managing the yard work or even the laundry, you can discuss with your child all the routines that you've worked with them, what they would like to take on. As long as they live in your home, they have habits, they have to participate in family work, and they have dominion over a system at this point. And dominion is done by agreement, not just by assignment. So you sit down and you discuss with them what they feel comfortable and they're ready to take on. And they might try one thing for 6 months and then handle another system for another 6 months. I think about Jean Stratton Porter. I read her story, Laddie, A True Blue Story, which was supposed to be a window into her life during the year before her older brother, Laddie, had died. And there was an interesting thing. The mom worked with the kids in the home, and the dad worked with the guys outside. And when the next oldest daughter, the next one that was old enough to leave to go off to college, was going to go off, the mother decided, well, before I let you go, I'm going to let you run the household. I mean, the budget, the meal planning, preparation. You're going to step in and take my place for an entire month. If you can manage for an entire month running the home, I know you're ready to go. I thought, what a graduation to demonstrate that, man, I'm an adult. I can handle this. I can do it. So to sum it up, teach habits from 0 to 18. There'll be other habits and things that come along the way that you'll discuss with your children and agree to work on, and then how you can remind them and help them so that they can gain those habits. Family work from the time they're about 3 all the way up till the time they leave your home. They should be participating in those things that you do as a family so that they are getting this team structure. And Dominion training, of course, is 8 to 12 or a little bit older if they need a little bit more time in that training. But hey, you've got an apprentice and a helper to help you. You don't have to do it alone, which is really nice during that time. So if it takes them a little bit longer to gain their confidence, it's okay. And then, of course, Dominion around 12 to 14, all the way up till they leave your home. They can take on something that they're going to be in charge of. And that doesn't mean they have to do it all by themselves. They can, as that young girl I told you about, they can do something like work with their siblings to oversee and help them learn how to do those things in family work. So they're in charge of it. They can do it by themselves or they can work with others. So, and by agreement. Teaching your children how to work is a simple journey. Enjoy it. I invite you to join my Mentoring Our Own Facebook group, ask your questions, meet other moms in the trenches. You'll want to subscribe so you don't miss other videos in the future that deal with this, because even though I've done 5 on this topic, there will be people that have questions, and I will answer the questions in a video probably. I may answer them personally, but there will be other videos. I already am thinking of one I want to do that will help you see how a CEO responded to me. He thought I was a joke when I shared this with him until he tried it. It blew his mind. And so that will be for some future. So subscribe so you don't miss out, and join our newsletter and keep updated. The newsletter will come. It will have the latest videos, the blog posts, and the offerings. And above all, enjoy the journey. Thank you.